Hello, and welcome to some more Factorio. Where I've been having audio troubles again. I don't quite know what's going on because for me it's really loud. Uh, on the stream levels it looks okay, but then when I watch the videos back it's basically silent. So I don't know what's going on there. But sound isn't really important for this game, so it doesn't matter. But we're playing the Aesthetic Factorio series today. Had a bit of a rather complicated week. So I figured we'd do this one, which is fairly chill, because there's no pressure from biters, and I'm just designing stuff which I love doing, and etc. etc. The streaming schedule is going to get a little complicated over the next few months with my move, etc. So I think next couple of weeks I may go back to doing 4 streams. And then it will basically stop. So I might stream Saturday and Sunday, or just one of the days. But basically, 24th September is my move-in date for my new flat. I'm going to need to spend the weekends for the month of September and October moving my stuff. So yeah, it's very loud for me still. I don't think it's loud on the stream. Yeah, moving my stuff, basically. And probably not having internet and stuff. But anyway, let's focus on this series. I did some fiddling about basically since the last stream, quite a lot actually, but all very sort of minor stuff. I don't quite know why this little bit has got pollution on it, but it has for some reason. And essentially, this is, I think, the final design for this. There's probably a couple of mistakes kicking about somewhere. This was the pattern I came up with for the concrete. I think it looks okay. It looks better like on the map than it does in the game. So make it do another one. It's okay. So it's not. I prefer the other one I did at the other base, but it's fine. It's not a problem. And yeah, basically, I mostly fiddled about with like this stuff. So the sort of doorways and entranceways, because it wasn't very tidy and was a bit of a mess. And I've done this thing quite a lot where I've got 2 by 2 like path, or two wide pathways and 4 wide pathways. And the way I've sort of aligned them around the builds means you end up with these sorts of things. It'd be nicer if it would go across there maybe, but then it wouldn't line up with the gate. And it was like, it's just getting too far into the territory of maybe I should redesign this. I wasn't massively interested in doing that. Yeah, so this is design. And basically we need to... So the idea is it's got the 3 sort of sets of smelting. And then the trains are going to come into this. This is obviously a bottleneck. We can only have 1 train going up each pathway, so it's not going to be... but they're big trains with a lot of stuff on them, so it's not. I don't think it'll be a throughput issue. It's not, and that's not really the point of this series. But basically, we've got 2 lanes coming back, so we've got 2 sort of entry lanes. So the outside 2 are trains coming back to get more material, so we can have a sort of stacker system. Basically, we can have a couple of trains stacked up here, as well as actually 1 in each station. So there's sort of capacity for 7 trains, no problem. It probably won't do that. It'll probably put all 4 of them on one side and, all sorts of complicated and weird and unintelligible things. But, so we can have sort of maybe 4 on the, return journey, 3 there, so that's 7. And then at least, a few here, as it were, this is what we're going to work on. We're going to work on the other end today. So we can get maybe 10 trains or something, or maybe 12 would be better to even the numbers up. But then trains that are coming down to deliver material are going to come down this middle lane. So this will probably be a great big queue of trains, except that we need quite a lot of drop-offs. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drop-offs, you see. So it's sort of a 2-to-1 thing. So we can have, say that maybe it's 12 trains, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 filling up and 3 waiting. Maybe that'll work. So I don't know what it'll do in terms of sending the trains round, but yeah. So I sort of tidied this up. I'm happy with this as a final design. So there may be some errors in it somewhere, but I can always check that later. Obviously, I haven't done the actual gathering the resources side of it. That's quite tedious. So what we're going to work on today is this end of it. But what I don't know is how close I am to my original numbers. So I just need to check. We've got 864 smelters. Huh. That only seems to be half what I was expecting. Is that right? Hang on. So get all of that. So we've got 864 smelters. Why does that say 1,780? Oh, because it has the iron. But that doesn't make sense. Oh, I look at the wrong listing. Hang on a sec. Oil, stone, coal, iron. I've got a little notepad document with the sort of numbers on it. And I've got a bit confused as to what it's showing where. Oh, are these 8 beacons? The steel is still integrated. Iron is still separate. 951 is the other number I've got. That's closer, isn't it? It's still a bit off, though. Why have I got... I was only anticipating having 1 steel foundry, but these numbers seem to be way off. How have I managed to get that then? So that's a set of 288 smelters. Because it doesn't even make sense. Because 864. Let's get the calculator up. Can we get the calculator up? Because it's basically 864 divided by 5. It's 5 to 1. That only gives me 180. Say it's not quite the right number, but. And according to this, I need 1,860. This has gone wrong again. Have I messed this up again? Unless I was thinking of shipping the steel in. This is annoying. What have I done wrong here? I haven't got the links to the thing. That's annoying. I just assumed it was correct now. How can it be that there then? Or is it 5 times as many? I always get that the wrong way around. So how did I come up with... Did I just stick these in? Because some of these haven't got like iron in. So let's go and put some iron plate in so that all of these are functional. Have I got any iron plate? I have. So, because some of these don't have, recipes on. There's one there that's missed. There's some there. And then, in fact, most of these have been missed, haven't they? Some missed here. Here. It's probably easy just to do them all again, really. Has that got all of them? That's got all of them there. You need the recipes on before the calculator works, basically. With smelters. Because they're multi-recipe machines. That's all of them. Just a couple here. So this one's missed in here somewhere. Oh, that one there. It'll tell me if I've missed one, but it's just easier to try and get them all in the first go. Oh, loads missed here. Let's do all of these. Do these... Have I... So I'm thinking of math, doing, you know, the calculator on the whole thing. I missed a load of these, didn't I? See if I can get the numbers to at least work out from this. Because I could always put a second one of these in. You know, it's not really about... Oh no, there's these as well. Where's the iron plate gone? There it is. I mean, these must count as 8 beaconed, mustn't they? Because I was looking at a 3 beacon one before. That must be the thing, and then I've just obviously just rounded it off, maybe. So, if you... Are you going to moan about any of them missing? Might take it a little while to do a calculation. Hopefully it won't die. That seems an extraordinarily long time. Oh, there we go. Wow, okay. Why has it got water on it? Let's do it in belt terms. Why did that have a number of water? Are there any pumps here? Why would there be pumps here? Unless, did I accidentally... I can't see anything there that would use water. Maybe it's because I accidentally hit the oil? That seems suspicious. You're not being weird at me, are you, game? So I don't know why it would be calculating water. Oh, that's better. So, yeah, items per... No, there you go. Water again. Why is it giving me that? Maybe it's doing power as well. I am confused as to why it's telling me about water. Water by 9 machines. What 9 machines? Water by 9 machines. If it's not doing it properly, then there's no point me looking at the whole thing. But anyway, so it's saying it needs 20... No, it isn't. 260,000 iron plates per minute. 260,000 per minute. Let's see what this does in terms of... 260,000. 260,000. Oh, I didn't. I need to put the recipes on. There you go. Right. So we can put these on. Should produce pollution now. Right. Better off just going right the way across here. It's got to be that it's an iron beacon, but I seem to have the same number of smelters on each end, which... I missed one, didn't I? Yeah, missed these two. Any missed ones there? Can't see them if they are. Oops, do these ones. I mean, I don't mind. It should be tileable, this, now. My problem is going to be really the trains side of it. And that, do I need more, you know, throughput, essentially? Right. So we're looking for 260,000. I can't think why... So that's only half, isn't it? In fact, it's almost exactly half. Is that because I've got way too many here? I keep expecting to see some, you know, like chemical labs or something. But there aren't any listed. So I've got 1,900 steel. I don't need 1,900 steel. I need 1,100 steel. So we are 800 steel too many. So I guess this was... Maybe I just copied and pasted. I think I must have done, mustn't I? I think I've just copied and pasted what I've done here. And then sort of said we'll sort it out later. Must have been. Okay, well that's not a problem. I'm happy with it being the same basic design. But how many do we need to chop out? We need to chop out 800. And each sort of back end, if we chop off one machine, do they count as... Yeah, they're sort of... Well, they aren't really though, are they? They're 6 beacon more than they are 8 beacon. Oh, it doesn't matter. But basically, I need to get rid of 800, and each single row has 8. So if I chop off a row on each one, so that's 16. That's 32. Do all of these. And that's 64. And now I lose count. So we need another row, I think, gone anyway. 1.8, yeah. We need several. In fact, to the extent that I'm not sure this design is really sort of worth bothering on, because it's going to become really fat. Is that what I want? I chopped 2 off, didn't I? I mean, I'm not, you know, we're not doing this for the sake of exact numbers and blah, blah, blah. But there's no point having, you know, so many steel foundries that, you know, the iron only feeds a third of them, sort of thing. Because, you know, why not just lay down a third of the steel, you know, smelters, basically? Why have so many? So there's 136 in each block. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So we've got 136, and then each one is 2. So it's 270 each one. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 1,632. Way too many still. So if I chop 2 off again, what do we end up with? We end up with 120 in each block. 2 blocks. How many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1,440. That's a lot closer. Can one more go? It can, but say we're getting to the stage where I might as well redesign this. So that's now 112. So we want, because the idea is that comes in, feeds into a central one, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, so 112, 2 in each section. Why are there 2 in each section? Anyway, sorry, 112, 2 in each section, 6, 1,344. So if one more row goes, what does it look like? 104. 104 times 2, 208 times 6, 1248. That's more where we need to be. So I need to chop off 3. Because hoping to sweep the calculator over the whole thing. And it becomes 104. So if I just chop off 3, does it become 104 if I... No, I need to chop off 4. 104. Is that right? 104. 104, yeah. So I needed lows. 4 rows from each one. This. 4. 4. Nope, I'm not. 4. Rings a bell now, this. So it should be about 1,200. It rounds them, which is a bit annoying if I'm honest, but... Oh. But okay, whatever. Right, this may kill my machine and the stream may go down. We shall see. Where it's getting the water numbers from, I don't know. Oh! Am I still live? Oh. Literally, you know, stopped. I don't know what this water number is. I don't know what's going on there. And I think that's what's causing it to go so bad. So we're still over by 160. We're still doing more smelting than 160 machines. So if it's a 5-to-1 ratio... Oh, it's not though, is it? Because of... No. Do I care about that? There's going to be a transit time. What does... So... In theory this is... Whoops. 139,000 a minute. That seems like a ridiculous amount of... Oh no, it's 40,000 steel a minute, which in terms of belts is... It's only 15 belts. Again, that seems too big. I thought this was going to be a chill one. It seemed to be, yeah. But yeah, that's the wrong way round in terms of, so we're not overproducing so that there's a buffer for transit. We're currently underproducing, aren't we? By quite a bit. So if I chop another row off, what does that end up looking like? Oops. Now autosave's come to join in the party. So that now looks like 96. That's quite a nice number as well. 96. Oops. 96 times 2 times 6. 1,152, which is almost exactly what I had there on my notes. It looks like I'm underproducing iron, basically, so that design I've got isn't quite as it should be. Okay. I said I'm not massively fussed about it all balancing out. But yeah. So there's one too many row on each thing. I mean, these are sufficiently probably thin that we could get, you know, we could have all of them in one block, basically, I guess. But let's do some maths on it. Whoops. Okay, so that seems to now be 1100 knots. Yeah, okay, so that's fine from that point of view. In terms of rows in and rows out, what are we looking at? I should get rid of these gates and stuff, shouldn't I, really? So, what is that in theory? To say, why is that so loud? Let's go down at that. Oh well. Yes, so at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. We've got a train coming in on either side, haven't we? So it's affected because that's like that there is one sort of unit. So we could have these next to these. And then it all just comes straight out of the train. And it's one 8x8 balancer. So it all comes out the sort of at the middle or something. I can line it up, hopefully, so that it works, but all comes out the middle. And goes into the 8 there. And then loads onto the train. Maybe with another balancer, maybe not. But we can have the same on the other side. You know, some going in that way, some going in that way. Okay. So can these fit together? I'm sure they can. And not, you know, not be that far off how I've, you know, the space I've already got for them. Yeah, that's fine, isn't it? That's fine. Should I get rid of the fences and stuff? Because I'd quite like to. The mistake I kind of made last time with the iron side of it was doing the trains at the end. I think these are sort of easier. Certainly this build is easier if we do the trains at the beginning. So am I double side unloading? I don't think I want to. I think I would prefer to do single side unloading. How am I unloading it? Can I put a train in here? I can. Are they 2 8.2s? Yeah, they are. Okay. Oops. Because I quite like to do a little bit of buffering, as I say, because of the weirdness. Oh. Because of the weirdness of how I've sort of set the other side up. And then, yeah, the train tracks and all that sort of stuff. I'd probably quite like to buffer. So if we were to do this as like the output, and one of them like that, But we limit this. I don't want tons and tons of material. We'll just have a stack. Because then it's a train's worth in the buffer. Let's do that. Now, am I combining this here? Like this? Okay. And now we want an 8x8 balancer. Which is that way around. Now, because it's 4... Yeah, it didn't quite line up properly, does it? I mean, we could have them all go like that. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, isn't it? Yeah, it didn't really line up properly. Unless... Well, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then this is going to behave... It's going to side load stuff on the belt, isn't it? You have to do it out there. And then it's not in the middle. Okay. So if I move this up, so it lines up with, say, that one. How much room am I going to need? That's the big question. Quite a bit more than this. So that's that. Do I want to move this up or that down? Because I should really start with that, shouldn't I then? I guess if I copy this. It's not exactly what we're after. It's near as dang it. So I need this to be sort of somewhere here. Oh, of course that's a... This is where like the bridge side of it runs out. Yeah, that'll do. I'll say this then needs to be, you know, sort of a set of stations goes. Or is it sensible to do that? I mean, no is the answer to that question. Because that's not what this series is about, but... I'm just thinking in terms of, if I have this bottleneck again, the trains are going to have to, like, wait. The only way I can signal this is for it to be completely clear of any train, like, entering and leaving before another one can enter or leave the system. And that's what I say, although I'm not actually fussed if it's efficient. That's probably a bit too far that way. So, how about this is where the bridge ends. It's more, I guess it's more sensible anyway if the bridge ends here. Let's do a little bit more. Let's do that one there. Okay. And now what we can do is we can have like a crossy-over system. So basically, oh, it needs to be regular track, doesn't it? So what would a junction look like? That becomes the question. So we can probably use this. I think I do want to move this up ever so slightly. Not a lot, just a little bit. So maybe we put it sort of here. But there's weirdness with the track stuff. Have I got... bots on. Why are they not doing that? Why do you not do this? Oh, they're not turned on. Okay. Yeah, so in terms of this junction here, do I want it this far up then if I'm combining all of these? We'll see. We'll see what a stacked train looks like. Although I'm not going to be stacking trains, am I? So yeah, I think it needs to be a bit further up. But we'll leave that bit for later. But yeah, this line needs to go down here. This line down here. So this is the in lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So ideally, actually, so I do that just to give it a bit more sort of room. You know, we don't want any. This is sort of the minimum closeness of the things. That's what I'm thinking. So in other words, there needs to be signals really. If we're coming in, we need a regular signal, don't we? If we're going out, we need a chain signal. And so that would connect to this one. How far apart are these? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That's inconvenient. So that's the middle. Can I turn it at that point when it's still connected? No. Yeah. Okay. And this, effectively, we want to recreate this here and here. Oops. Okay. So train comes in this way. So it needs to stop. In fact, I think all of this needs to be chained from here. So it's basically a regular signal for the out and a chain for the in then. So these need all to be chains. So train coming in. I mean, I could force some. No, we need the system to make the decisions about which train's going where. I was going to say I could have some be that one and some be, you know, oops, that one. So we kind of need the system to decide so that it distributes them fairly evenly. I mean, we could do with like a crossy over system, really. I can always name the stations to achieve that effect anyway. Right, so these need chains here. Except that's going the other way, isn't it? Because this is the out way. So in terms of out, we need signals there and there. I've created a non-block. How have I done that? Because this can be a regular signal now. I can put this here for the sake of tidiness. And then this could be a regular signal. Or does that need to be chains all the way down? Because any train going up, we can have it happily wait at a station. Even if it blocks a thing, there's not going to be enough stations because it's a closed system. But eventually it'll just get to go. Because there's enough track here that even if I have 12 trains... I did work this out, actually. And you can kind of see it from the signals, I think. Yeah, so it's 34 signals. Divide that by 3, we've got 11 signals. So there's like 12 segments that a train could sit in. And that's how we're going to have 12 trains. So in theory, all the trains could be lined up in one thing. and we wouldn't end up blocking the output, basically. But that's never actually going to happen. So we don't mind trains going and sort of waiting here. They might block temporarily another one of these junctions, but it's only very much going to be temporary. And then they go out. What we don't want, if a train's coming this way, do I want a train signal there? Because this is the out one. I don't think I'm fussed. I just want to stop trains blocking that. Why are you flashing then? Because you're another output. And this is the other way, isn't it? So in terms of incoming trains, we do want it to stop there. We want it to go this way if it can get there. Otherwise, we want it to proceed down. And again, it doesn't matter if it proceeds down. No, that does need to be a chain, I think, to help. Because we want it to be making the decisions about where it's going up here. Why are you flashing, though? Cannot divide segments. Cannot divide segments. Not entirely sure I understand what that error message means. I mean, if we had one there, no. Cannot divide segments. And does this need to be a... No. Because that's the output there. That's just a chain signal back. And that's nonsensical, isn't it? Because that's going that way. There'll be no train ever doing that. And you're going that way. I mean, I guess I could make that a chain. Cannot divide segments. I don't understand what that signal means. But if I get rid of all of those, it's happy. So train's going that way. If I put a signal there, it starts doing that flashing. Because that's for that direction. You stop there if that's crossing over. I mean, that should really be there, as I say, but it doesn't seem to like that. It's happy with that. So that's for train. If a train's coming that way, it'll stop there. But why do I want it to stop there? I guess if one's crossing over, doesn't make any difference, does it? That's for those two joining, basically. And that cut effectively is those two joining. That's it splitting. And that's it splitting there. So I think these could actually be regular signals. That one I can't because I do want it to make the decisions about where it's going based on the whole system. Okay, it seems happy with that, but so I'm not quite sure exactly what that error message was. Cannot divide segments. Okay. So if we leave enough room for sort of half a train, then we want this to be sort of here, maybe. This is just for the aesthetic side of it. Just that I can put pathways and, things in rather than being for any practical use or purpose. So Pulls in and out. Yeah. Okay. What have I actually called this? Is that an economic economist? So this wants to be iron for steel unload. So I can give them train limits and stuff. Okay. This has gone wrong somewhere, hasn't it? So let's redo that. Anyway. Oops. Okay. No. I need 2 more. Okay. So I think I get rid of fencing and gates, etc. Whoops. We can always recopy that. Okay. Excuse me, this is going to need tweaking, isn't it? That weird balancer. We've got an extra inserter there. But this, I was going to move this down. In theory, can we line it up? That. Where's my balancers? So on 8 to 8. Comes in there, and that's a perfect alignment there. It's going to need to go down a little bit though, isn't it? Because we want that to be that. Yeah, it's going to need to go down. Gannon down. How much down? And why did I not grab all? So, let's put it there for time being. Oh, I did that the wrong way around, didn't I? So it should be that one, that one, that one, that one. So, oh, I've been lining out the wrong thing. So this is the input, isn't it? So that should be on that one. Yeah, left-hand side's the input. Oops, get rid of all that. So that can go. That's the input. That, oops, that's the input. That's the input. That's the input. And so is that one. Okay. Question here. I say this is the type of thing I wasn't properly considering. Because I've got it here as well that I want pathways and stuff, you know. And that's what I didn't really account for when I was doing this at this end. So let's try and factor that in. Where would I want pathways? I guess probably going to want one here somewhere. And we'll put, you know, undergrounds maybe. So I'll move the whole thing down too. Yeah, okay, let's do that first. So we line it up with... Oh. Got that wrong, haven't I? It should be... I've lined all of the other ones, some of them up with the left hand. Well, the first one up with the right and the other side with the left. So it needs to be there. But, you know, that's a relatively easy fix. That's wrong anyway, isn't it? Because I need fence on it as well, probably. There's like a pathway there. And where's the fence? Up there. Am I doing bricks of stone? And blue of gravel? Okay. So all of this. So that doesn't want to be there. That wants to be there, basically. So the bricks of stone need to be there. And then sort of that's a fence there. All of this then needs moving down. So we want blue gravel. I think we'll go with a 2x2 path up this, you know, close to the train. Although that's what caused a lot of the problems last time, as I say. But never let it be said that I learned my lessons. Right, and then so this actually needs to be to there. Okay. So if we sort of get rid of all this. And then we can paste it back in. So it actually needs to be to there. No, to there. With the exception that this will need to move down as well. I mean, I've done that. If this is iron, does that make sense maths-wise? I don't think it does. If this is steel... Oh. One. How many is it actually? In terms of belt, it's 0.289 belts. It'd be better if these were maths. Because how many belts is this fundamentally? Oh, I didn't. I need to put all of the recipes in. Idiot. You have to keep doing this, I'm afraid. Because of oops. It's a lot less than the other time. Is that all of them? I think so. Right. Maths time. So, we're producing 2.3 belts worth. But we need 9.6 belts of input. Oh. Oh. Doesn't work, does it? It doesn't work, does it? Well, it doesn't in that we basically need to divide 8 into 10. So we could have two 4x5 balancers. But they're not going to come out full, is the problem. So it's, you know, doesn't really work. That's the problem. I mean, we could unload the train more heavily. I mean, this doesn't have to combine in this way. Pretty sure from memory these will fill a bell. So if we put, let's just test that. So I'm not that fussed about the... Oh. Oh, of course that was a single load of iron, wasn't it? Just put 1 million in there for now. See what it does. What it does is autosave. I should put the infinite carriages on. No, does it fill it? I can't tell. Oh no, there is a little gap, isn't there? So I could do what I did on the other station, basically, which is essentially we unload on both sides, and we flip this round, and underground it to there. In fact, let's put one of these infinite spawny boys on. Oh, I haven't got the things up. But I can never remember where it is. No. Sheets. Game settings? No. It's got to be in personal cheats, isn't it? It's not God mode. They're all on. It's under admin? No. Team cheats. Oh, there we go. I don't know why it keeps turning it off. Okay. What we're doing, yes. So we need the infinite spawner carriage, which is it that one? No, that one. So I can specify what it is more easily. So we put that in. Right, there we go. There you go. Now it fills it properly. Because these basically like gap fill. Yeah. I wonder what it does if I do that. Yeah, so that gets us 2 carriages worth. Should we increase the buffer? I mean, it's 2 trains worth of buffering there anyway. Means we might have to have more trains than I was thinking. Is there anything? Okay, so instead of that, we need some 8 to 5 balances, I think. Because this needs 10 lanes of input anyway, so it's not like, you know, we can't use this setup. Because it's only got 8 lanes of input, and I need only 10. So, if we just move this out of the way. So I'm happy using that as the thing that the undergrounds go under. I need to know where undergrounds need to go. So they go there. And then, in fact, like that. So that becomes the thing. These are the whatchamacallits there. That's all great. That comes out on that side. Do I want a little bit of space so that I can maybe put gravel on that side? I think I probably do, don't I? So let's undo all of that. In fact, let's just cut and paste. No. Undo it all. So actually, not there, there. I'm playing a game called Bear and Breakfast all week. It's a essentially a management sim. I've been really enjoying it. I'll be honest, the management-y bit gets very, very samey because you're essentially making... Well, it's a pun. I don't actually know if it's a British team. I haven't looked it up, but a lot of the puns are very, like, British puns. So it's bed and breakfast, which I don't even think... other countries have bed and breakfast. I don't know if that's one, you know. It's basically like, because it's motels, isn't it, in America, for example. It might be a translate, you know, maybe they're, you know, Spanish or something, and it's, you know, the Spanish equivalent. Why has that got concrete on it? Yeah, and then it just gets translated to, you know, bear and breakfast or whatever. It's a different pun in a different language, you know. But and there's a lot of stuff like that, and the humour is a little, is kind of like British in a sense, but say maybe it's got, you know, British writer or something. But I'm saying I'm quite enjoying that, but there's more of an RPG element to it than I was expecting. So we've got 16. If we were to do like 8 to 5 balancers, how big are they? But yeah, because basically you're building bed and breakfast facility. Oh, they're quite long, aren't they? Quite long, boys. Quite long, boys. Because you're going to need a bit of room to put the thing in. So let's just get rid of this. In fact, let's cut it for the time being. That's it. And you just end up making it basically the same rooms over and over again. So it's like, we don't have to, I guess. And I'm doing a lot of different things with decoration to make them look, you know, have different decorations in them. But it's sort of fundamentally, it doesn't give you too many like cosmetic options in terms of beds and stuff, because there's like a fundamental set of stuff you have to put into each room, as you'd expect. You know, you need a bed. You know, this is a bed and breakfast. And one of the problems is it's done there. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I've accidentally got that one in. So there are a lot of cosmetic things in it, but you sort of all the time you're sort of maximizing the amount of, you know, guests and that sort of thing, because you need the money basically for some of the quests. But it's very chill. It's not. There's no stress to it at all. How have I ended up with 6 there? I'm not doing very well with belts today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Except that one should be there. But yeah, so I've been surprised by the amount of RPG-ness to the rest of the game. In fact, these are probably going to go somewhere else, aren't they? Because we're going to have 10 rows. So if I just take sort of a bit of this, we'll try and get it to work out. Because we need 10 rows basically, so we need 10 of these. So if that's 2, and that's 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 in a row. So how many have we got in total? We've got 192. So we've got 192 times 6. Yeah, that's almost exactly what I was after. Okay, so we know that works still. But if we're slightly under, it wouldn't hurt us because we've not got enough iron smelters really. What am I trying to do? Trying to turn off the calculator. So how many of these gives us 192? One more maybe? No, one thing. 150. 2 more maybe? 210. 180. Okay. So if we were to put in... Well, how many is it? It's 10 per row, isn't it? So we know that one more row... Or I've forgotten. It don't, I'm going to have to redo all the inserters and stuff, aren't I? But one more row is going to give us 190. So nearest, damn it. In fact, it's probably a better match, actually, to my original numbers. Okay, so we know that's 10 rows of input, because it's the input side of it that's the problem, it's not the output. So it's 190. So in terms of express belts, it's 10, and the output is 3. So if we're to do 2 5 to 4s, we could maybe do something where we have like because I'd be quite keen for these to load fairly evenly. The unloading should sort itself out. Okay, so if we do something like what? We have an 8 to 8 before a train load. So how do I want to arrange this becomes the question. Because we could have it in the middle and sort of have 2 5 to 4s going this, but the trouble with that is all of these are going to be sort of aligned badly, so it's this inside one. This is the output. So that's the output set. And what we want to do, we want to get a... Well, do we need to do that? I suppose we've got 10 rows, haven't we? Which we need to get down into, well, 2 point odd. So might as well do 2 5 to 2s. What do they look like? 5 to 2. Oh, they're quite compact. Can I squeeze? So we've got 1 2 3 4 5. So if these were sort of here... No, it didn't work, does it? I was sort of hoping we could maybe have them, you know, on the sides, like that. Oops. And then we have the 8 to 8 like in the middle. I mean, would that work? It's not even 8 to 8, is it? It's 4 to 8 in this case. What does that look like? I think that's just... Is that not just... Why are these in... Why does that say it's a 4 to 5 when it's a 4 to 8? Huh. Okay. So that's actually quite compact, isn't it? Oh, that looks quite funky. What I could actually do, in fact, I could flip these, or clip them rather. Yeah. So like that way round. In fact, oops. Do these fit on? Like that. If I not flip them again. So keep accidentally grabbing the other bit of them. So that's the same as that now. So if I flip it again, so it's the mirror image. Like that. Now how does this line up with the belt things? Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the middle two. So that would be lined up with the one that it's on, but it's too far over, isn't it? So we need 1, 2. Ah. They're not quite central. I suppose it makes sense because these are 3 by 3 squares, aren't they? But if this was to be... Oh, we need it a little bit further down anyway. Because the other option is I could sort of bring these all up and send them all that way. Because what we could do is we could have the train, the loading, poking out the other end instead. So rather than have it here, we have it sort of here. Did I do anything with this station? I don't think I did. And so effectively these connect on here. Not effectively, actually. These connect on here. Don't need this bit of wall. Don't need this to be that long. So this would be, you know, somewhere here, and it doesn't matter with match, which is what I was kind of expecting. So it pokes out the end, and then we can just connect these over. Obviously, you need to put fences around this and what have you. Then, I say it's not, it didn't work anyway because of the inserters and stuff. But let's put this on. Stop it flashing. So if you're the input here, you can see with this, I could either put, you know, I could put, we could flip it, we can have it mirrored, or, you know, or whatever we want, really. Why is that not got anything on it? Oh, it's just because this isn't, yeah, it's only 2 of them outputting, isn't it? Okay. How many are there? There are 19. No, 19. Am I switching to cyan? Because at the moment, every single one of these is outputting on the same side. But none of them produces anything like a bell. Like nowhere near. It's a quarter of a bell. Not even a quarter of a bell. So I can either use my flippy over thing, or we could literally have some of them operate the other way around, so that the input now is on this side, and both the outputs are there. Do I want to do that? Because we're not really getting anything like 10 belts worth of output. So we could change this. Because what I could then do, you see, I could have, you know, if this was the output, either just, you know, side load on a belt, or we could use a balancer. And it's then effectively 5 lanes. And we could literally just have a 5 to 8 balancer. And I quite like this. This is like a mirror of this. That's quite cool. But how's it going to operate? Because this isn't. I mean, so I could do the swapsy sidey balancer thing. No, I just fancy quite doing that. So if it did come out as 5 lanes, what does a 5 to 8 balancer look like? So it's this. It's a bit uneven in the sense that, it's more heavily weighted than this side, but that sort of works with it. So we can have these, the 2 outputs going into those. Yeah, I quite like that. Just something different as well. Another design. Oops. So, how am I going to do that then? So, because you can cover 3 with each one. And this is now output, 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 isn't it? Is that what I was doing on the... No, I was squishing them all together. Oh no, that is the same. That, isn't it? No, it's not the same. But that's fine. So this becomes the sort of unit then. It don't work because it's 3, 9, 12, 15, 18, and we're left with 1 on its own. Do we care? Could we go with 80? So that's 180 then. Oh, I know we're not producing enough iron. Is that right? 1,130. Yeah, it's nowhere near enough. I think you have to have 2 of them. Make it so that maybe there's 5 of them. So we can add... So in other words, we copy and paste this. Not quite like this, but onto here basically. This was the real problem. Because it doesn't work basically because of the 2x2 grid of the trains. Oh, I didn't grab all the stuff I needed. So they don't align properly. And what I'd done is I just copied and pasted. And that's what I was really working on. But see, that does work. So it could be a 5 thing, because each one is how many smelters? 288. And we've got 800. So 2 more would then be perfect, I think, for my old numbers. I'm looking at the wrong one. It should be 950. Alright, so it's not... Actually, no, I'm looking at the wrong one completely, aren't I? And for steel. Yeah. I need to double this, not have 2 more on. I need 1,500. Then that would be 1,800. So it's not enough anyway. I'm looking at the wrong one again. I mean, this I could double-side it. That'd be quite cool, actually. And then if there's 2 of these, you know, if we put, say, another one of these over here or something. Oh, crikey, look at all the pollution pumping out there. Is this running then? Huh. It's all stopped. Why is there so much pollution? Maybe it's just legacy. Maybe it was just there before. And I never noticed. Anyway, yeah, double-siding this would be quite cool, I think. I can have the trains all going in the same direction. It's just like 3 rows of trains coming out. It's just that... And that might make... You know, can have different train system then? I don't know how I would manage that then. I don't know if the maths would work, but... How much does the rocket factory want to consume? Have I done those bits of maths? Because basically, half of this steel is going over just to this. Yeah, because this rocket parts factory. Have I done the maths on that? That's the big question. White. No, I haven't done the maths. Because it'd be cool if this side fed the rocket parts factory, and then this side went into a harbour, and we sent the steel off where else we need to go. That'd be quite cool. Because, yeah, I've got the numbers completely wrong again. That's strange, me getting the numbers wrong. I mean, I haven't actually. I need to double it because otherwise a lot of the system just grinds to a halt. And I say I'm not fussed about throughput as such, but if it's as bad as it currently is, you know, the entire base like operates in a massive fits and starts. So I think I can get rid of this last one. Ooh, why didn't you pick up? Oh, that's the entire thing. Let's just pop this in here somewhere. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. And it is, in a sense, short, but it's not short. Because we need to double this whole thing. Yeah, I like that. So the input now is here. So if I take this and flip it over, and that gives me the other side of that. And then if I just sort of delete these ones, copy and paste this. Like that. Now where do I want to actually put them? It feels like there should be a little bit of space, but not quite that much. Yeah. That maybe? Yeah, I prefer that, I think. Now, let's see if we can get this all sort of matched up with... Oh. That needs to go, doesn't it? Why would it be there on one and not on the other? Odd. Like that. Yeah, and this needs an undergroundy thing so that I can put a path and etc. in. This time we'll try and account for power as well. That was the other mistake I made. But yeah, where do I actually want this? Oh, get rid of that as well. Autosave. Okay. So let's have a look at how I've been. So I think happy with recreating this part of it to a degree. So I've got like the cyan concrete. Looks like a row of cyan brick. Cyan refined, cyan brick. That's cyan concrete. Okay. So I've got cyan refined underneath these. Whoops. Have I got it underneath the smelters as well? Yes. Okay. And then regular concrete under the belt. Now, how have I done this edging? It's just a cyan concrete that goes right around the edge, isn't it? So cyan concrete, one tile, goes right around the edge. This. Okay. And then what have I done? Then we're into the path. Okay. Okay. But if I'm saying I want the path to be under this, how might we adjust and compensate? So, move this up. We could put stone brick for the fake foundations fall apart. We could have our gravel. Oh no, I don't want that on that side though, do I? Or do I? Is this the path that goes? Yeah, so I've blocked these in on this one, haven't I? Okay. So what happens if I put a edge like that around it? Or is that not that? Whoops. Okay. And then gravel. And then gravel here. And then the patterned concrete. But I'll do that later. Put the patterned concrete under this. Yeah, okay. What does it do on this edge then? So if this is gravel, and then this would be gravel. Same here. Oops. Like that. This is that grid. Well, let's do. So I'm trying not to forget the aesthetics this time because I sort of built myself into a corner, basically, with the other one. Or I didn't plan out around this build. Okay. This then... Look up there. So the next question is the... Actually, that needs to be... Shouldn't that be a gravel? Yeah, it should really. Okay. So that should be there. This is stone brick. Oops. Wait. That's gravel there then. That's gravel there. There we go. Oops, no. Let's get rid of that. Like that. And then that can definitely go one further. So that's all fine. Okay. Let's grab this one. As I will actually, I'll actually sort the power lines out in a minute because that was the other big. No. Got a spare thingy. No. No. Oops. Okay. Now, how am I doing power? So what did I improvise around here? Yeah, we had this central sort of column. And then there's this horrible extra power pole there. So how do I want to avoid that? Well, let's have a look. If I was just regularly connecting this up. This needs to be Bell now. This needs to be... No. No. Stone brick. Why's that gone like that? That is gravel as well. With the old gravel axe. This is the belt. In theory, somewhere, some size, there's the reinforced stuff. Okay, so what sort of room have I got to play with here? Because on this other side, the actual underground is on the grey bit. So that would be the maximum distance I've got there. If I wanted to keep it broadly similar. Okay, so it's sort of double input, isn't it? Mirroring the double output. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Interesting. Now, power poles. Or do I want to think about this a bit more? I'm sort of thinking maybe there's some kind of path. This can move up. Because it's got, you know, a power pole thing here. But I was going to move this train sort of out, wasn't I? So we could have power poles, you see. Maybe there's like a central system of power poles in the middle here. Because each factory is going to have its own power system. So I'm not putting in power poles next to train lines or anything like that. Or maybe we'll do that at some point, but that's not the general idea. So if these were power poles here, you see, going through sort of some sort of central spine. I mean, this isn't aligned properly, but that reaches, doesn't it? That's the point. You know, I could easily have a power pole there, say. And so we can line power poles up then. To make it look nice and tidy. So can I put a power pole there? And how far up can I take that? Okay, so a couple of power poles and connecting to, you know, the train. Maybe there's, you know, something there. Would work. Or even, you know, well, maybe that's sort of a connection there, but this connects to some central power, like central power bus, basically. You know, going over there, and then because this needs mirroring on that side. So, but you know, maybe there's power poles either side of this power train line, connecting the two factories. Yeah, okay. But the point is, I've at least considered it this time, rather than realising right at the end that I was going to have an ugly extra power pole. Okay. Pass. What have I done here? Yeah, there's like a central, or rather an outside bit. So we then got the stone blocking each of these in with the sort of belt system around here. I mean, it's not on that one, but there's belts here, let me see. Yeah, sort of pathway for the belts to go around. Okay. Okay. So if these were actual, like, gates... Oh, crikey. It's a bad boy. Big boy, rather. What do we end up... What might this look like here? We want stone gates. So if that was a stone gate... See, that's a bit better than the other one. A bit more even. Oh my goodness, I mean, it doesn't have to be there. It could, in fact, it could be... This could be a 4 wide one, maybe? That doesn't look too bad. And... Across, nope. One less. Across there. Not there. Stone gates. Okay. Question then is, what am I doing in terms of stone walls? Because I like it blocking in this sort of section. Yeah, okay. So we can have a stone wall. Because this, I say, it's like a flip and a flip and a flip. It's all very mirrored pattern-wise. And so maybe the stone wall goes around, you know, the factory that is this, defined by the stone wall goes around that, maybe? Because it's a bit sort of feed in, feed out sort of a system. There's not going to be quite the gigantic belt runs like this has. Okay, so that's things to consider. This is where I want the train, isn't it? Yeah, I want the train to be here. So, How do I align this in terms of belts? Because this is an 8 to 5. You know, do I have the middle? Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is like the center of the entire system. This here. So if I align that with here, if I can, is that what I want? Because the other option is I could align the back end with this. So this could be a belt going down. That's literally this one. Not quite as keen on that because, you know, this is like that sort of pattern. So it'd be nice for it to then be even on both sides. So yeah, I think I need to line this middle bit up, if I can, with sort of here, basically. If I can get those two, I won't be able to because trains, basically. But so if I temporarily sort of cut that out, cut it out, like that, then I should be able to. Do I want to move this as well? If I cut that one as well. No, I know what that is. No, I don't. It's a 4 to 8, isn't it? So if we just sort of take that chunk out of there. So if I just blueprint this one. Oh. Wrong thing. Okay. With the tiles. Temporary blueprint. So we need to cut that out. That out. And cut it out. Now, we want that one first. That needs to go back in. Then we want this one. And ideally... Oh, it does match. Ooh. Okay. Is that going to be far enough down? I think it's probably too far down. Because I don't need those belts to go... Unless I have a pathway on the outside. I don't see any point in doing that, though. Because I've got a path on the inside. Let's just put it there for the time being. But this central hole lines up perfectly with that. So these should be perfect mirror images. Oh, actually, I said I didn't need that to be all the way down there, didn't I? Guess we could take it 1 away from the edge. We're living on the edge. In fact, oh, I'll just... That's a detail, but I could... How do I want this to look? If we go... Because that has to go all the way up there. Is that right? Is that right? Is that not too bad? Maybe if they go... I'll take it 1 down. And then we can have 2, 5. Yeah, that's a bit better, isn't it? So then this... Get rid of these. Should be a flip. There we go. Okay. So I can block all this in with, you know, the concrete pattern. So, I mean, it'd be nice for those to match, wouldn't it? As in, for this to have no... To have either one gap there and one gap there. Which I can't do with that fitting there. No, it's fine. I'm happy with it. So put, say, concrete to there. I say this needs to become a pattern concrete, but the pattern concrete's a little bit painful to put in. A lot of fiddling about with it, basically. Okay. Why have I got the double exit? What's that achieving for me? Nothing. I think I'm gonna just have the one exit. That's you. So break. Yeah, so we got our one entry exit. Okay. Let's finish this. Well, I don't think I'll bother doing all of those because it's just exactly the same. Let's sort of fill in the edging. Got to master the art of edging. What was I doing? So this needs to be stone brick. So I haven't decided whether I'm doing. There should be brick under here, or the refined concrete. Still haven't decided. I mean, we are going to need probably no. In fact, we just don't. I mean, let's just not. So it caused you so much problem last time. So much headache. But let's just not go there again. I like this being a 4-path though. Like this. I can underground there or move the train or whatever. Okay. In that case, maybe this is a... path like this. Do I put a fence there? Feels like no. Feels like that's an open bit. I think fence here makes some sense. Some sense. So that's the brick. That. I can do my hazard concretey, you know, danger thing there as well. Brick there. Yeah, I really like this gravel. I just sort of wish there was more. I wish there was... What have I done with trains? I think they're just open on this side, aren't they? I think here, didn't I put on something fancy? Oh, that, yeah. No, that's all boats, isn't it? Oh, here you go. Why is there so much pollution? It's all stopped. Guys, look at that blooming pollution cloud. It's not doing anything. And yet it's pumping out pollution. Oh well. That's a different question for a different time. No, so I put gravel underneath. Grey gravel. Okay. Okay. I haven't done that up here then, have I? There we go. So this should have grey gravel on it, basically. Hmm. Do I want all of it with grey gravel? I think I did that with the other one, but... What's that? Yeah, maybe that wide? At the least. Yeah, I could fill all of that in with grey gravel, couldn't I? Okay. But the point is I'm not putting stone down, or concrete or anything like that, so we'll leave that for now. So this is... Oops. This is the wall side of things. This needs to be a stone gate. Now we're talking gravel again. I think. Gravel there. Concrete there. Stone gates here. And then that's a 4 wide one, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Just going straight up with that one. Okay. Now I've got your stone gate here. Here. Oh, is that only a 2 wide? Oh, it's only a 2 wide. Hmm. Oops. So it needs a fancy hazard, you know, indicator thing. That's fine. Do that later. Let's put the stone brick on. And then we can go back to the power. We need to make sure, as I say, not to forget that. Connecting that up properly. We need them. Well, actually, let's do that. Let's do the gravel first. This. Go. There. And then whatever happens for the end parts. Okay. And then this is the internal. Okay. Yeah, connecting the power up, that's the next question, I think. So... it would be nice, as I say, if this was a straight down thing here. One further up. Okay. And then if this is... well, let's actually grab this. Go all the way down there. And then... I think that's the centre now. Cool. And do I want that maybe somewhere there? I think it's dependent, this one, on what I do with the stone walls and stuff. But either way, I've got lots of room to play with there. So we'll put it as far over there as we can. Oh, auto save. Yep. Oh, excuse me. So that'll be kind of a good place for this to connect. Or I bring it into the middle, as I say. But what we really need to work out is the power on this side as well. So what does that look like? I mean, we could, instead of putting it there, put it on this side. And then it sort of connects there, maybe? What have I done with... In fact, it should be probably more close to this one. I put it just out the top of it, so it's in line with the actual rail. Okay. So ideally it would be sort of there. Okay. And then I put a couple of these here. Yeah, I think that's okay. Can I move this? I don't know if that is actually the middle. It looks not far off it. If I... Oh, it is. That's spot on the middle. Okay, perfect. Was... No, it isn't. So it needs to be... Yeah, I can't put it in the middle. Can I? No, because it would need to be one tile further down. And it didn't reach. Okay. That's not far off. Visually, it's basically the middle. Okay, I like that. Okay, this is all the pattern stuff. We want gravel here at the least. Okay, starting to come together. Let's put a bit of gravel. Gravel's gravel. Oh, I'd love a cheese toasty. Down there. So this is all sort of a bit TBD based on the whatever I decide with the thing. But if this was coming, did I still have that in the copy paste network? That one, is it? That can't be right. Unless I've moved it down or something. So I could move it down to there, and that gives a bit more room. How does that affect this? If this was like here. Oh, it still connects there. That's okay. Oops. These would need to move down, wouldn't they? Oops. Oh no, that's right. Turns them round when you're putting them on. It confuses me. So we're literally moving the train 2 tiles down. Get rid of all of this. The question becomes, am I having the actual station? Because we could... Oh no, it's 5, isn't it? So I could just put a splitter on each one and feed it in, but that would be 10, and it's not 10 things. Or unless I'm going with a... Why am I making this a 282? Why not just make it a... like, you know, a 252 or 151 or something like that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Something a bit different. Why don't I put one of these over here somewhere? Representing the power system. So, if I was to attempt to put a 151 in, what would that look like? These don't look like the same distance, but I think it's just an optical illusion. Yeah. Let's get the railway. Because we put the rail in here. Oops. No. Like that. Oh, I was going to have... Or am I? No, we'll have these trains go the other way. We'll have them loop round and go to a harbour, I think. Yeah, that'll do. I haven't... There's no other builds over here, is there? No. What was I doing? So I need a station. Where does this need to go? And what do I want to have on it? Is it a 151? Because I'm basically thinking these lines come down here. Because they're not even full lines, you know. They're not. In which case, why have a 5? Why not have like a 131? Something like that. Or can have a 5 to 3 balancer. Right, let's put some stuff in this again, and I can look at the numbers properly. Because it's not even 3 lanes, it's like 2 point... Although it's the other side, isn't it? So I suppose it is 5 lanes total. Because there's input on the other side. Oops. Again. Oh, I need to do it from that. No, anyway. Oh, I've messed that up. How have I missed so many of them? I've missed loads of them. Maybe it's because it's... Yeah. It's zoomed further out, so it's moving quicker. That's better. So. Oh, of course, I chopped it down, didn't I? I took one off. So it's now only 9. And it's only just over 2 belts. So what does a 5 to 3 balancer look like? What sort of scale and size is that? A 5 to 3 balancer. Oh, it's quite dinky. Okay. How might I want to do this? Because what I'm sort of thinking now is basically I loop it around. So I have all of these belts come this way. Oops, wrong one. And then... Oh! Hello, Soulburn, how are you doing? I'm well. Well, not too bad. It's been a bit of a week, but I can't take this too far down, you see, without breaking this distance here. Oh, I can, actually. Oh, I can go ages. Yes, I'm not too bad. How are you? How have you been? How's your day going? What am I trying to achieve with this? So basically, that's like that. all the way down there. And then it was how big do I want it to be? Because it takes ages to film. Oh, finished K2 yesterday. I saw you playing it before. Stopped watching when you got 590. Oh, right, yeah, of course. I finished K2 recently as well. How did you find it? What was your overall impression? Yeah, I actually finished. Oh, I can't remember now. It's been such a weird and long and strange week that it might have been last week, but it might have been the week before. Would it have been 2 weeks ago? Oh, I honestly can't remember. I think it must have been 2 weeks ago. Didn't expect the final boom. No, same reaction here. I was people had said that something happened. You know, people had sort of told me. They hadn't spoiled it though. I could have finished it like that with that, you know, event as it were, ages ago, because it turned out that so I'd added the Factorio 2 extended mod, and in that one you have to load tech. Well, you might have seen if you depending on where you stopped, but you have to load tech cards into the whatever it calls it, the the eye looking thing, teleporter or transceiver or whatever it's called, and it goes up exponentially. So it starts off at like, I can't remember. It's basically the factors of 2. So it's it goes up. So it's 2, 5, 6. It gets to it goes like 2, 4, 6, 8. 16, 32 thousands. This is 64,000, 128,000, 256,000, 512,000. So at the end, as I say, the 10th go, you have to put like 500,000 tech cards in, and it's meant to encourage it. It's meant to be a reason to do a mega base, but I just didn't fancy doing a K2 mega base, and I didn't know it did that. So it was interesting to discover that. But in the end, as I say, I was like, well, I'll just turn this off and see what happens. And in obviously they're for sort of vanilla K2. It does that explosion thing, and I thought what actually happened, it would transport you to a new planet. I thought it would ping you to a new planet, and be like, start again basically, new game plus style maybe. But yeah, I didn't expect it just to sort of blow my base. Generally a nice, well-balanced mod. It had way too much combat items that I hardly ever touched. I haven't used hardly any of the Mattis researches and none of the trap advanced recipes. When you say, so did you... So I found, now it might have been just because of how I'd done it, how I'd set it up, that sort of thing. But the advanced recipes... So what am I achieving with this? What am I after? I did actually use them. They were quite good, I thought, in a general sense. But the mod got changed while I was playing. And those advanced recipes changed, basically. And in a bit of an odd way. I didn't quite understand what the sort of difference was. So it still work distance-wise, but is it what I want conceptually? That's the question. Because I could just do one of the old, loaded in type of things. We should really have some buffering on this as well. So it runs a bit more consistently, but how far down, as I say, can I take it? Can I do another one? I'll just put it here for a sec. I think it needs to go a bit further down. The advanced recipes, I mean the direct recipes, they were like half as efficient as the full chain with problem ones. Okay. Direct one, aorta cables, etc. Definitely 1x3, yeah. Yeah, so I didn't think they were that bad. I mean, I didn't. I mean, this is a full lane that's going to be coming out. Well, no, it isn't really. How do I want to do the loading on this? So it needs to move further down anyway if I'm going to do this. It's a bit weird. But then that's sort of the point of this series, doing weird things that look a bit cool. So I probably want the train station somewhere else. It's a bit squished up there. Not a fan of that. Maybe if I make it as long as the actual balancer. Or could I align it with the other train? Where's the other train? So that's that there. That'll be this station there. Okay. So maybe it could be a couple up. If you hold shift when you copy, you can also copy the train. Yeah, I'm not massively. It's not. I don't actually know if I want 131 trains. It's just I'm just messing about with it at the moment. In there. So I guess the station would be on the end. So it's actually there. So am I doing 131? Because it's going to be exactly the same, like flipped over on the other side, basically. So in theory, it's 5 lanes of stuff. It's not. It's like 4.5 lanes. But I either fill them up quicker, or I have double the. I could have five trains. Is that right? Yeah. So it's 2.1. Yeah. So it's 4.5 coming out of 2. But do I want to fill them quicker, or do I want you know? I mean, I could have a double station. Could do that, so we could. So I can't be asked with that. We could do that there and load it on the other side, so it's a second train. Trouble with that is you've got the whole. Can't connect the rails properly unless they're a certain distance apart. In fact, given I've done this here, maybe I should mirror that. So maybe it should be 2 trains. And we go like that. Wait. What did I do wrong there? Oh, I've squiffed it, haven't I? Oops. Something like that, maybe? I mean, I could. I could do. Trouble is that's going to be in the way, but I can move it all down. We could. But what would it be? I guess we want a 5 to 3. Like that. We can line that up better with that, for example. A 5 to 3. Then we have, say, another station here. And then we have a 6 to 6 or something. So we're balancing it between the 2 sets of smelting. Again, it's not been done any at all for efficiency or anything like that. It's just trying to make something that looks a bit cool. So I mean, the whole thing can be punted down. We're balanced between the 2. And then we have sort of central loading. Doesn't quite line up there, does it? But can I move it up? What would it be? Up 1 square? 1, 2. Because it's 6, so it should be even. Okay, so that'd be in the middle. Now how do I feed it in? Because we do want a little bit of a buffer. And that's going to need an extra tile, isn't it? So if we're feeding in like that. Yeah, we're going to need quite a bit of extra room if I do this. Or maybe I just have a 2. Why did I take all that? Just do it like that. Yeah, and then I could put these as, you know, a stack. So we need a bit of extra room in the middle. Or I could do some undergrounding. Feed them across. But if I moved it 2 down, what would it look like? So if this was 2 down. So have you moved on to another mod, or, you know, another overhaul mod, or what's your sort of next playthrough? Or have you moved on to a different game? Because I could put that there, but as I say, I've not got any way of connecting these two together. It would need to be like 4 apart, and then how do I balance the balances? I guess I could just have an extra row there, couldn't I? So this would be, because my thought is to move on to angels. I'm going to give that a go, but just angels. I'm not doing both bobs and angels. I thought about trying the 248k mod, because that seems to be a full overhaul mod. There's someone doing multiplayer with it. We might add it on there. Is that going to work? But yes, I agree with your assessment, Wally. Definitely a good, well-balanced overhaul mod, I think. Sufficiently similar to vanilla, and adding in sort of enough new concepts that it's interesting, but doesn't overwhelm you. And the recipes, I felt its reliance on, particularly with the, maybe it was just because it's Factorio extended. In fact, it probably is. But the low density structures demand in that is absolutely insane. I mean, it's obviously pretty big in vanilla, but to try and actually achieve what it wants in terms of low density structures at a scale that you can actually do the Factorio extended, you know, version was just insane. I mean, it was just like you'd have to have a factory so big just to do low density structures, that it would count as a, you know, CPU killing mega base, you know, in its own right. But I mean, that's what it's intended for, so. Still pondering. I mean, I did a large break in the last 3 months playing something which wasn't Factorio. I finished my game. If you like Fluid, you could try Nullius. I don't know that one, but it's quite tough. I liked Industrial Revelation 2, but the dev doesn't want people streaming it. I'm waiting for story mission to be completed, so I'll play it then. It's a great little mod. Is that the scenarios? I think I know that one, story missions. In fact, I think I've got it installed. As you say, it keeps getting updated, doesn't it? So that might be quite interesting. So yeah, so I should be able to connect this, or am I going nuts? Get these to, what are we doing here? So what was the other game you played? What have you? I'll be honest, I've sort of done similar. There's a few games I've been playing, yeah, that aren't Factorio basically, but it's because I've sort of I've obviously played it a lot, and I wouldn't say I'm not burnt out. I still love it, but where do I want this to be? Because that was it lined up with the top train. I don't really like that there. Probably be better if it was here somewhere, maybe. But we'll just plop it on the end for the time being. Just out of the way. And I'll work this side of it out. So story missions is 10 scenarios. 9 out of 10 complete. Oh, cool. Oh, Elden Ring, okay. How did you find that? I keep being very tempted to pick it up. I don't know. I sort of I said this a few times, but the one I'd want to play, the Soulsborne I'd want to play is Bloodborne, just because I'm quite a big fan of the old Eldritch horror and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know. It's sort of. I mean, the other sort of problem for me personally, and I know it's not, it's not a general thing, but I'm not that into like melee type combat. And I believe you can do wizards and that sort of thing. And there's archery as well, I hadn't appreciated you could have an archer build. So maybe I'd give something like that a go. But as you say, I mean, that one in particular, it's enormous. It's like. Let's see if I can line this up then. It's absolutely immense, game. And I'm not sure I've got the time anymore, particularly. I mean, it obviously, doesn't apply when it actually came out. It wasn't like that, but I've got a new job and stuff, so I'm not gonna. So if this was 2 further up, it'd be there, wouldn't it? So that'd be 1, 2. Do I want a 1 a gap or? How do I get power into it? Because that's not going to be central anymore. I guess I could have. Yeah, we could have a power pole here. Oh, it didn't reach across, does it? Look at that. That's annoying. We could have one. And it's not central. We could do it here. Somewhere. Okay, so it would go there. Is that lined up? Yeah. So can I put it sort of like here? Oh, got that wrong side there. I think visually I'd rather it's connected to that one. Okay. So if I move this down. Let's do it. Elden Ring's from past greatest work so far. Overworld and full of good content. Got difficult at the end, but spirit summons help a lot. Yeah, so I sort of yeah, I sort of seen that there are. It's a little more forgiving. Yeah, I don't know if that's quite the right phrase. Magic and archery, but melee is important. Most successful of their games, but it's still hard. Going to be symmetric top down. Oh, yes. So this is, so basically, it'll actually be symmetric in all 4 directions, effectively. So basically, this, I can't flip it because of the good old stations, but there'll be equivalent of this on the side, and then on the bottom here as well. I guess if I rotate it around. So yeah, it's sort of a 2x2 of a factory, effectively. And then there's going to be 3 of those. So, we'll have this there, and there sort of thing. I suppose from a symmetry point of view, it would have been better if there had been 4 of them. But I need more. And the idea is this side, or my new idea, the original idea. But my new idea is that this side would deliver to a low density structures and rocket parts factory. Yeah, it's mainly the low density structures, and they'll be made here and then shipped literally using boats across to Science Island to make the actual rockets, and then the ones on this side, if they'll fit, are going to go on a harbour and they'll get sent to various factories making other stuff, basically. But yeah, that's a little way down the line, but that's the theory. So, if this is the station coming out here, rail coming out there. Okay. Now, let's not forget about gates and that sort of thing, because it just doesn't really work with gates, does it? And I can push it one further up. So I need an extra tile. Yeah, so if we make this one further up, it gives me an extra tile. But yeah, I've been sort of playing a fair bit of other stuff myself. I've actually been playing a game called Bear and Breakfast. Most recently, this week, basically. I've sort of been binging it. It's sort of a management game, but it's quite easy. It's very, very forgiving. It's meant as a sort of a chill version of a management game. And it definitely achieves that. But if I'm totally honest, I was saying this earlier, but totally honest, the sort of management-y bit of it, because you sort of, I can't remember where you're from, but Bear and Breakfast, it's like a pun on bed and breakfast, basically. The actual sort of bit that you're managing is a set of like campgrounds, basically. And I've noticed that it's gotten a little repetitive because there's a bit too much. It gives you a lot of tools to manage it, so there's not too much sort of grind of, in terms of the actual management. So in the old Steamfest, yeah, I know it's B&B. Don't really play management games. Yeah, so I mean it's I play basically almost everything. I don't play platformers and things like rhythm games. I'm not a big fan of card games either, but I give them a go. Like I played, the Midnight Suns game that's coming out, for example. But yeah, it's sort of what am I achieving with this? I guess this needs to be. Do I want it to be like that? We could do something a bit different, maybe. And that we have the... Yeah, let's do that. So I'm not a fan of this like this. But yeah, you sort of manage this... Well, you basically build like a resort, like a holiday camp, basically, for the campers. But there's actually a lot more story in it than I was expecting. It's not like some amazingly groundbreaking story, but so there's a lot more than I was expecting. And I called it an RPG earlier. I don't suppose it's really RPG type stuff, but there's a lot more of that than I was expecting. And actually, I've enjoyed that a bit. I mean, I enjoyed the management. It just got to a point where it's like you're doing exactly the same thing over and over and over. And it gives you a lot of tools for managing the camp, like, remotely and with like other characters and stuff. I mean, you can do it yourself. You do it manually, but it doesn't. You know, there's no. It doesn't punish you for anything. It's like if I'm doing that there, I don't really need that to be so close, do I? Especially with the inserters on the other side. We don't necessarily be here. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. It's sort of a really chill game. I actually thought about doing some like guides, or even just playing it on stream and sort of giving tips and stuff for anyone that was wanting to play it, because there's quite a lot of stuff it doesn't really explain very well. It'd be quite a good one, I think, to play through, and this is how you do it. When it says this is what it means, because there's a lot of that where it's like it sort of explains a thing and then it's not actually. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's clearly been developed by a small team, and it's like, oh, you know, you sort of eventually work out, oh, that's what it means. You know, it's not as clear as it could be in places. In fact, why am I extending that like that? It shouldn't be like that at all, I don't think. Let's go with this. Love platformers and rhythm games, cool. Don't play strategy games and RPGs. All right, okay. Would you not say? would you not say Elden Ring was an RPG then, given its sort of heavy influence of? I mean, it's basically Dungeons and Dragons, isn't it? I mean, a lot of the enemies and stuff, you know, like mimic chess. They're all D&D things. Or is that more because you prefer that? You like that? Because I suppose it's an action RPG, isn't it? It's not really a RPG, I suppose. But it's interesting you say that, and then they played so much Elden Ring, because to me that is an RPG, but you know, it's got leveling systems in it and stuff like that. But I suppose it's, you know, very much how you define a thing. Ah, right, you like the action one, the RPG. I don't like. I mean, so rhythm games I kind of don't like, because I could never get on. I could never really, how to put it, get them to work in a sense. I always struggle with like timed button prompts and stuff. I think because my brain gets in the way, and it's like I kind of can't. Do I want that across? I don't think I do I? You know, I'm almost overthinking them usually. Yeah, why don't we have a... So this will be a... Is that in the wrong place? Yeah, like an access point or something like that to the train area. Sort that out later. But Sekiro was a game of theirs which almost all action and no RPG. Yeah. Elden Ring is just so good. I enjoyed it. Beat Saber on my Oculus Rift. Nice rhythm game. Yeah. I mean, I have Beat Saber. That's a bit different, I would say, though, because that's. I mean, it is. Well, no, you're right. It is a rhythm game, but I say to me, it's more of a because it's obviously, you know, moving your arms about type of thing. It's like, because I don't really play it very much now, but I used to play bass, and you know, I'm all right with rhythm itself. It's not like I'm sort of completely unable to do rhythmical things. It's more the, I don't know, there's something about pushing buttons in time that I never really quite, you know, could quite get on with, in a sense. It's difficult to explain. It's specifically that rather than the rhythm side of it. It's going a hell of a long way of rank, but the game Parappa the Rapper, I think it may actually just be because I found that so frustrating. Parappa the Rapper. But that was sort of one of the first, or I think it was anyway, one of the first rhythm games, and I just found it too confusing. I just didn't Could never understand exactly what I was doing wrong. There, really, don't I say, so since then I've sort of just not, you know, not really tried to learn them, as it were. It's like, I mean, it's like card games. I'm sure I probably enjoy them, but you know, there's something in my head that goes, why would I play with a card game if I'm playing on a computer? It's sort of, maybe it's a bit snobbish, really, but I say it's just a sort of a mental block, I think, rather than a fundamental thing. Would that be there? And then 2 gap there. Like that, maybe? Oops. Yeah, but so you don't push things, you just cut things, yeah. Keep going to do things that you do IRL for cards. Yeah, I sort of, you know, I get there is a difference. I'm not saying it's, I think it's just to say, it's just, I always think, oh, card game, I'm just not interested in the, you know, the fundamental thing. It's like, you know, I say I will play Midnight Suns, but I'm kind of almost not looking forward to it. It's more just because I am, you know, I do love strategy games. And it's just because it's the XCOM team, basically. That's kind of why I'm actually playing it. Because I really love XCOM. But I say I'm a bit trepidatious about, you know, the fact that it's a card game. I think part of it, I'll be honest, part of it, it's almost too abstract sometimes, because it's like, you know, it's like you have to sort of understand it in a sense. Again, I'm not sure I explained that properly, but you kind of have to get what it's talking about a lot of the time in terms of move types and all that sort of stuff. Which is why I'm hoping Midnight Suns is probably a bit better, because it's a lot more visual. It's not, you know, when you play the card games and, you know, obviously it does the flashy graphics and all this sort of stuff, but you're still having to essentially imagine what it means, if you see what I mean. Because it's just, you know, an animated card. But again, I'm not really explaining that properly. Get rid of that. So this is all here. Okay. So it's like why I don't. I mean, that's kind of why I don't like platformers, because it's more the I just don't have the coordination. You know, there's like something that goes on in my brain when when you have to jump Mario or whatever. It's sort of my brain just goes, like, introduces a pause, and I just you know, I'll press the button too late all the time. So that's basically the same. Maybe I get better with practice and stuff, but sort of like, well, why? There's plenty of other games that I do enjoy, so much I'll just play them. Basically, I never changed these for cyan, did I? Wait, what did I do wrong there? I need this on here. Oops. Oh, I've actually put the power piles in the wrong place, haven't I? Well, not wrong. Let's do that then. What do I want? Maybe we could do a bit of a funky pattern with them. that maybe? Oh, I didn't get rid of all of these. Let's do that. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, I've misaligned them, haven't I? That needs to be there. That's better. Okay. Got to go along. No problem. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a good rest of your day and your weekend. You'll have to come and let me know what you decide to do. So I'm thinking angels for my next modded playthrough. Like, overhaul mod playthrough. It won't be for a while because I've got to move house and all sorts of stuff. But yeah. Okay. I think this one probably needs to be the stone one. Maybe. So this is like the edge of the factory. That might work okay. Maybe this is an exit. Where's my stone? There it is, stone gate. A bit more compact than the others. That's not a bad thing necessarily. It's all the way down there. And then, well, I'll funky these up with hazardcrete and stuff at some point, but not quite yet. Put that as stone though, couldn't I, for the time being? Across there and there. The old gravel there. Like that. No. Stone there. Oh, this was going to be stone, wasn't it? No. There. Oh. Okay. Oops. So I guess I kind of need to decide what the top of this one looks like as well. Do I? So, if we copy and paste... Oh, I never... Put that in. Copy and paste what? If we copy and paste... everything up to the gate. If I do the train as well... Well, not the train, the station. Well, we could do the train, but... the tiles, but we want to get rid of the actual station. Because that should then let me flip. No, flip. Oh, hello, no, Raven. No, never done Angels, just Angels. I don't know what to expect. Well, Angels is the smelting, isn't it? I think. Mostly, that's the sort of smelting side of it. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm afraid I haven't been watching too many episodes. I sort of haven't really watched anything. It's all been so manic in my personal life. But I know you're still going with your Bobs and Angels. Right, so let's get that in. So that's without flipping, isn't it? Yeah. So if we clip that, and then these should line up. Oh, they do properly as well. I was expecting to have, 2x2 grid problems. Cool. Okay. Well, that worked. I wasn't expecting it to work. Right, so if we grab this as well. Excuse me. And then put this on here. Okay. Now we need a station. In fact, we need the exact copy of this station. Yeah. Put that on there. It's flipped everything, hasn't it? Do I want it to flip everything? Do I want the power lines mirrored on the two? Because we're going to have, this is why I was paused with, I didn't put the top on, because we're going to have another one of these stations fairly close here. So it depends on the junctioning and signalling a bit. So I need to decide what this looks like first. Right, so let's copy this down. In fact, if I put that on, is that a better way of doing it? So if it's there, oops, okay, so it would be this. I think. I'm obviously going to have to get rid of all of this. Oh, you're back. Sorry, I thought you were gone for the day. Welcome back. Is that gone there? I mean, I might as well copy the whole thing if I'm going to do that. I might as well grab all of that. So it goes there then. No, that doesn't seem to... Oh, it's because I've done something different with the gates, isn't it? No, it needs to go there. There we go. That's better. So that's number 2. Can we fit a third one in? Oh, why has it not got the... Oh, I didn't copy the full thing. That doesn't matter though. Okay. What I've just realised though is I've done those junctions one direction really. Are they gonna? They're not gonna work if I just sort of... I couldn't flip it, can I now? But if I was to put like the reverse, will it work? I think it should. I mean, it's a weird amount of throughput, really. Oops. Do I want that? Because I don't know that I need 3 for the other side. How many smelters is that? So that's 1,000. I don't. I only need... need 1860. So I only did 2 extras. That's not far off, is it? Because I think I stagger them, basically. We have the other ones coming out the other way. Right in the middle. So the 1 would be there. 2 2s. And another 1 are there. There's a rocket siren had to go to the shelter. Oh, sorry. Where are you based in Soulburn? Sorry, I mean, don't say if you don't want to. You. It's actually difficult to know with humans, you know, fighting each other so much. It's sometimes difficult to know, you know, what conflict people you might be affected by. I think I'll go 5 because then it's sort of mirroring this. It's like with the triangular structure, so I'll have 2 in the middle basically. Oh, he's right. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. What am I trying to put in there? I don't need that anymore. Why have I got that? What am I trying to do here? Basically, I want to take all of that. In fact, let's just finish off this bottom bit first. Let's do that. So I know what it is. Oh, you know, I'm sorry to hear if been affected by that. I mean, as I say, it's sort of a unfortunate problem of humanity, really, isn't it? That we're always sort of attacking each other and hate each other and killing each other. Did I didn't make a decision on what I was going to do here, did I? I think maybe I'll just put something simple on for the time being. So I think this probably needs to be stone wall as well. What have I done over here? I've just literally put it right next to the gravel, haven't I? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Happens, yeah. So. I don't know. Just put this in for the time being, I guess. It needs gates on it and stuff like that, I think. Stop these filthy biters getting in. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do with the whole... Because I was going to make like proper factories with defences on and stuff like that. And that's one of my favourite things to design. But I'm not actually sure if this is ever going to get back to the... Because I'm obviously playing with creative mode at the moment. I'm not actually sure I'm ever going to go back into the normal game because, you know, I've been doing this for, I don't know, dozens if not hundreds of hours already. So if I go back into the normal game, you know, do it like properly, you know, I'd have to make all of this stuff. I mean, there's literally tens of thousands of bits of gravel. And because I've cleared out the biters, there are no biters in the visible... In fact, I think I've turned them off in the visible area. You know, with the cheat mode. And it's like, well, what's the point in making defences? Given us, say, it's going to be hundreds of hours before I even sort of, you know, I'm happy with the designs, let alone, you know, even pretending I'm going to implement it. So, and I've got quite a few funky things installed with the, you know, defensive stuff, but I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Right. So, am I happy with that? It needs a gate fence here, doesn't it? Really. No, it would be. So if this was gravel here. that. And the fence would be there. And then stone brick underneath. But then what's the point of that gate? I mean, what's the point of this fence, really? What's that sort of achieving? Let's just leave it like that for the time being, so I'm not 100% sure that makes a lot of sense, really. But when has that ever stopped me before? What's there? Oops. Just make walls also supplied turrets. Yeah, maybe. Most of my base is completely without defences. Yeah, I mean, you know, I say, I just really enjoyed designing them. They're not, you know, you can defend your base with just, you know, several rows of laser turrets. It's not, you know, especially when they're buffed, you know, it's not like a challenge or anything. I just really enjoy doing it. I was saying I've got a load of other funky stuff installed, so I'd quite like to, you know, have things with. Where did that go? These shield walls, you know, they're quite fun. Quite like the model as well. Shield projectors, and so all sorts of funky things. You know, advanced turrets like electron beam turrets and all that sort of stuff. So it's more just for fun, but as I say, hundreds of hours later, having not even designed a steel foundry. It's sort of a, you know, not really a question anymore. That I've been thinking about. Because I've done the same thing here, you see, but then I haven't put any kind of entrance to this yet. So really I should have a gate here. I'm going to do, you know, this. I'm actually wondering if I get rid of this altogether. I'd need that gate there. I think maybe we do that. Because I need a way into the trains as well. So maybe that could be here? Wait, is that... How many tiles is that? Because that's the common one. Oh, it's a weird size though, isn't it? Why is that? We've got... That's the corner. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it's because it's... That's a bit annoying. I mean, I could... well, say that. I could just move this up, couldn't I? And then it becomes an even number. Excuse me. Put that in there. No, wrong one. In there. And then check that now. Tidy that up. Then we get the stone gate in there. Yeah, I think that's probably a bit better. Oh really? Angels Alone is so offer everyone to make the base they want. Yeah. Angels Alone is harder than Angels and Bobs because Bobs adds a lot of quality of life stuff. Oh right, I did not know that. Interesting. I mean, I was basically thinking of playing Angels without biters, but I assume you mean from a sort of production point of view. So look at that. Oops, no, I've done the wrong one again. So this then becomes gate there, maybe? A gate there? For the trains? Yep. It's interesting that though, because I just assumed that. I think if I just leave that. There's a couple of tiles there. Does Angels not particularly add quality of life stuff then? Is it just mostly harder refining, basically? Because actually, I say, someone I'm playing multiplayer with, I was sort of suggesting to them maybe we try the 248k mod. Because that seems to be a lot similar. Saying that as in a point of almost total ignorance about any such thing. But it seems to add sort of a lot of and I had a quick go of it, basically. I sort of... what have I copied there? You know, so it's straight in with like aluminium and all sorts of things. So it's on that side. So I need to flip it like that. No. Clip it. It needs to be the opposite. No. It is flip. Yeah, so it needs to fit on here. This. Okay. And I just assumed, you know, there would be sort of a, you know, quality, because most of these overhaul mods do seem to add quality of life stuff, just because, you know, if they're going to make it harder, then they might as well, you know, give you tools to manage it as well. But yeah, I didn't actually find it. I think that's like almost like the change of mindset I've had in when I was struggling with K2 when I first tried it, where it's sort of gotten more used to things being like different, if you see what I mean. Why is that even there? Because it's the entrance to the train area. So that needs to go there. I flip that over. Yeah. I think I'm making this a lot more complicated than it needs to be. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. It was bulbs that added all the quality of life stuff. In fact, I've just doubled that up, haven't I? That needed to be on the other side of the train. That's what I've done dumb there. This needs to be... So that needs to be aligned with that bit there. There we go. So if I just take this out... No, have to flip it again. There we go. Yeah, this bit, we don't need it on this side because we're not protecting ourselves from getting into the run over by the train. I think having this here, in the assumption, oops, that I can run that all the way? No, I can't. No, it interacts with the thing. What would it look like on this side as well? Because really it needs to run down the middle here. I need the path to be here. So how can I work out the alignment? Oops. Like that, I guess. And then... because that's next to the... Clip that. and put it there. So that's where the path needs to be. So that it'll be in the middle on the other, when it's a mirrored station. You do some mental gymnastics in this stuff. Right. Okay. So I need to do something sort of funky here, but in principle, that's a flippable thing, and it'll be in the centre. Got to remove... Why did I even put it in? Get rid of that rubbish. Now this needs to be here. Like so. There we are. There. Oh, crikey, it's 6:05. I've run over my time. I'm actually thinking of almost like a... it's not really a compensation, because a lot of my viewers, a lot of my regulars are quite random, and I kind of like that, if I'm honest. Puts less pressure on me. But, I say, I'm very aware that next couple of weeks, well, certainly September, no, well, October, I'm just going to have to stop streaming, because there's just going to be too much for me to do while I'm moving house. And there's a very good chance I won't even have internet at the new place until, well, it could be, I don't know, our ISPs are rubbish in this country. They're just, you know, not quite as bad as I understand American ones to be. But yeah, so I'm thinking this can go. But yeah, I was thinking about doing some longer streams, just, you know, because it looks like everything's sorted now. I've got to pay the ridiculous sums of money, but... So I don't know what this fence is achieving now. I mean, I could get rid of this fence. But then, you know, what's going on there? There's just a big gap then. You know, if we didn't have that fence, maybe this could be a 4. So yeah, I have been thinking about sort of doing longer streams maybe on Sunday. Starting a bit earlier, but I think I need to think about this. Because what I'm thinking here, you see, just to, you know, roughly speaking, is that this becomes a fence there. And then there is a, you know, a path inside. Maybe it just all gets moved down a bit, or up a bit, or however you want to phrase it. So this isn't here. A bit like this, because this is a fair distance away from this, you know, hardware, as it were. So it's sort of, you know, here, the pathway is here, maybe. Or there, or, you know, wherever. Would that be better, or...? Could always move that one up. It's been a bit discombobulating because I've obviously been streaming, you know, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday thing for quite a while, and the missed days I've had, you know, because I've been away and stuff like that. And this is more a sort of a complete change, really, because after I've done the move and etc., I don't think I'm going to be able to do as much streaming fundamentally. Certainly not until my job. Because eventually I can, well, it sounds like I can probably go flexi straight away anyway. I don't think they're actually that bothered. The team I'm in. But technically it's supposed to be 6 months before I can even go flexi. So I may be doing like a 9 till 5 pattern. Which is a bit of a pain in the arse for me because I'm not I hate doing 9 till 5. Because I get up. I'm very early riser, so 8 till 4 is I generally try and go for. I think this is a bit more sensible, isn't it? And we could say that's then in the middle, down the bottom. Yeah, I think this is a better way of doing this. We just have the fence here. It's the protects you from the train fence. So all that messing about, I did copy and pasting things. Completely irrelevant. Yes, but so tomorrow, I'll be back with, I think, back with Satisfactory. I might actually stream Bear and Breakfast because I'm very nearly to finished in it. And I thought that might be a bit different. I'm getting a bit fed up with the grind in Satisfactory, and I know a lot of that's because I've made stupid decisions about what I'm going to do and then just stuck with them, rather than adjusting plans to suit. But I say I get a bit bored, just grinding out a lot of the same stuff over and over. I'm also getting a bit bored repeating my "this game needs blueprints" criticism, because that's why it's so much grind. Because if I could just copy and paste everything, I'd have been finished by now. Yeah, and we can have this fence here. Oops, because there is no equivalent to that one. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but that'll do. So yeah, probably Satisfactory again tomorrow. I don't know, to be honest with you. What does that need to do? Oh, that's why it's weird, because that should be there now. So that's a bit of gravel. That's a bit of that. There we go. That's better. Oops. And in fact, this will probably not be gravel anyway, or certainly not blue gravel. Maybe, I don't know. What we got here? So I'm not going to put fences on this side. I'll have to work out where I want them. Is that symmetric? If I click that. No, it's slightly off, but that's fine, I think. It's more what it does on the other side. So if I copy this, that, tiles, that, blueprint. Now, what does this look like? So it should be the same as that one. I need to get rid of all that again now, don't I? So is it there? And then that way. And it doesn't match. Why does it not match? It doesn't match because I've done something different here. Why would that not match? Wait, is that the unflipped version? That's the unflipped version, so I need to flip it. So it should be something like that, but I think I haven't taken out this stuff yet. get rid of all of that. I should be able to pop it down in here. Oh, is that the flip version or the unflipped? That's the unflipped. So flip it. Put it there. Why are you not lining up with the belts? So that's the unflipped. Right there. Oh, it's because I extended it by one, doesn't it? Okay. So that then needs to be there. Yeah, that works. Bit weird, but yeah, that's fine. Looks like I've forgotten the blue gravel on that bit. Yeah, I have. I forgetted the blue gravel. I'm still. I said I'm going to end up, and then I'm still going. Let's just put this bit in. I'll pop my schedule up, but as I say, it's more random than that. I think certainly for sort of August and September. Well, August actually I might go back to normal because everything's kind of sorted, but certainly September. October, there's a lot of disruption to the schedule. Oops. Cool, okay. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, okay. Right, Yen. So, let's put the old schedule up. Just for form's sake. So basically, this is what I've been. Oh, I didn't even adjust it. I didn't start at 4. I started at 3. Back to normal from that point of view. That was when there was a race last weekend. But basically, I'm streaming Sundays and Mondays for the time being. I say I will probably actually stream Friday and Saturday for the next. So it's only for August because I say I'm all sort of sorted. Will I? I suppose I should start packing my stuff up, shouldn't I? Anyway, that's all speculation for me to think about. For definite, there will be Sunday and Monday streams for the foreseeable future, and it'll be Factorio's on Sunday, and Satisfactory on Monday. Monday's obviously the continuing Satisfactory series where I'm trying to actually finish the game, but I've kind of bitten off more than I can chew, and it's getting very repetitive at the moment. Sunday, I'm flip-flopping between the 2 series that are ongoing. Which is the Crashtorio. No, it isn't. It's this one, Aesthetic series, and the Blueprint series. So next week will be Blueprints again. I need to do a load of maths and work out how many. We need to start with the. Basically, we finished like the normal bus base, but I need to decide how I'm going to build like the rocket part, like bringing them into the So the low density structures, rocket fuel and bringing them into the bus base. But that means starting to design the designs I want for a mega base. Basically, that's sort of the ultimate goal of that series, to have, something approaching a mega base or designed basically by the end of it. We could also work on defenses. I guess I could have some fun with defenses. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. But yes, that'll be the next series next week. It'll be the Blueprint series. I'm back tomorrow with some Satisfactory, where we are continuing to grind out trains, putting trains on. So yeah, so that's it for me for this week. No, it isn't. That's it for me for today. Brain just is mush. I'm so tired. That's it for me today. If you've been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.